So Sophie's word encompasses numerous time periods and cultures, discoveries, and belief systems. How many of the novel's terms and references were you already familiar with, and which aspect did you most want to research further? And I'm gonna respond to this question. Like, I'm already familiar with the three aspects, like the Epicureanism and the Neoplatonism. And the aspects I most want to research further is the Epicureans, because I want to get better know about the Socrates, about his aim of life. And also, according to the Sophist word, his idea is like the highest good is pleasure, and also to avoid from the pain. Unlike the Cynics and Stoics, their idea is just enjoying the pain. And personally, I totally agree with his idea about his aim of life. And besides, I think just the most important things that about the life is to be happy, and also like when you meet the pain and you just change your way of thinking, like seeing the pain as happiness, and also so you will avoid the real pain naturally. So what do you think?
Well, I think your response is quite well, but for me, I mean, after I reading the surface word, I really know a lot about the philosophers like Stoic, which he described the monism, and Plato, which he agreed with the dualism. But the part I really want to do further research is called syncretism. Yeah, it's a hard word, I know. Which is fusion of the creed, just make different religion combine and become a new religions. And the most interesting point is people accept it rather than the old a lot of religions. So I was curious about how this religion come together and become a new one. So it's very interesting. So I want to do further research. So what's your idea?
For me, the part that I'm most familiar with the section is about the psychology Floyd in his office work. And this also the aspect I want to research further. Because as the book was mentioned in Floyd developed, he described that inside the generals, we all have between the men, there is a problem between constant tensions between man and environment, and this made his representative figure during the 1850s. And he also mentioned about the unconscious mind, that which is about experience our thoughts that suppress or the things that human try to forget.
What do you think, Aurora?
The part I have already covered with dualism, monism, and empiricism. And about which part I would like to do further research, I actually agree with Stella. I think Arcadian is great. Except for the pleasure, Empyrean, yeah, it also claims that we only have one life, we are not expected to die, so we don't have to worry the stuff after we die. So we need to chase the pleasure in our life. And I think get deeper understanding in this area will be more important for the human happiness. You know, nowadays most people are living in a pain.
That's because of pressures and stuff. So what do you think, Rick?
I learned in the Middle Ages in my art history class. They also talk about Martin Luther, that he began the Reformation and translated the Bible into the English. I want to learn more about the background of the Middle Ages, such as their religion, culture, and architecture.
Okay, another question. So another question is two questions. Okay, so the first chapter titled "The Garden of Eden" underscored the concept of beginning and origins. How did you first respond to the initial two questions? Who are you and where does the world come from? Did your answer change by the time you reached the end of the novel? Okay, I'll go start with it. Okay, so before I read the book, first it did change a lot after I reading the book. So before I reading the book, I was like think, who are you? Who am I? So I guess I'm a countless particles. Yeah, that's what I call myself and all the people surrounding me. I mean, we people are made by the particles. And second one, where does the world comes from? Well, I guess the world is come from a base, I guess, which I supported the Big Bang theory. Everything comes from the Big Bang and abyss. But after reading, I realized these two questions are more complex than I thought. So after I'm just curious about these two questions. So who am I? So according to Freud said, we humans just a creature who chase their desire for the main reason to do other things or do their work. So I guess that's the answer of it. And where does the world come from? Well, this question is interesting. I want to talk about it because the coincidence. I mean, in different cultures, in different cultures and different area, they have the same agree about the origin of the world. I mean in the early time. Well, for example, in China, we have Han Gu, who used his axe to separate the abyss, and that's how the world comes from and how the other things comes from. But by contrast, but it's the familiar, but it's the same way. I mean, in Western country, the God used his hand to make the world, make the people. That's very similar. So I guess this is not just the coincidence. I think there is some mighty things behind it and made the world. So what makes the world? Where does the world comes from? Is really a complicated question. So what's your opinion about that? Two questions.
Okay, so there's two questions. One is about who I am, and one is about where does the world come from. And the first question, my answer is, we all know that body and inside our body, humans all have the conscious, which means body connects conscious layer soul. And precious in our body is the thing that suits our body to feel the world and all the things in the world.
Yeah, just the physical and emotional.
Yes, and the thing that use in yourself, the thing that look out through your eyes, and also the tracks that feel the sounds through your ears. And the second question is where does the word come from? And I think human and natural are just a part of the word, and the word is infinity.
How do you define infinity?
Because there's a lot of mythology, which is like just as you mentioned, in Chinese mythology, the Pangu, and also the creations from
Western.
yeah, from Western part, and also from the part that's in religious in India.
You mean the god like karma that?
Yes, but more about the physics of that's sorry, I'm so too nervous from earlier. That's nothing about the pressures and motions can move it by itself. So I think the word is already as
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's very complicated to answer. Yeah.
a word is already human and I should just fix that. That's all my answer.
What's your idea?
Actually, at first I was thinking the same as Sophie. Who am I? At first I thought of my name, but I also thought that what would I do if I change my name from a different person? And about where does the word come from? Yeah, I also thought of the creation of God and the Big Bang theory. These two theories are the most common ones. After reading the book, I actually realized that the answer doesn't matter. The point of philosophy is not to answer the question, it is the process of thinking. So what is important is that you think about the question. So
It's not about the answer, it's about the processing.
yeah, so after thinking, you will realize more things. Like Sophie, she realized her condition. She's a fiction character. She starts to speak about herself. Realize her role is peaceful and and after this book, I guess I am inclined to agree with the Aurora because I can't sure if I don't know if God really exists or not, and I also don't know what was the universe like before the Big Bang explosion. So it is still a mystery.
Yeah, we can prove it.
Yeah, there are too many theories.
So that's my answer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I have before you read a book. And I think that I'm a real person and not imagination. And yes, I believe in science and believe in biology. And so I think a human forms by the millions of particles. And also, yeah. And for the word controls, I think is also a real word. Like there are like oxygen and waters on the earth. And just and it's more like a religious question, right?
In my opinion, I am just a normal high school student in the world, thinking about how to finish my homework that must hand in tomorrow, which college I am going to apply, my graduation, and so on. I think first learned about the world council is my biology. My geography teacher told me the world came from the big bang of the solar system. After reading this book, I saw the world was come from our intelligent ancestors. They work straight, they discover and learn how to use the fire. They create a language and they develop into the different culture and religion generally within our modern world.
So I made a conclusion of it. Okay, so well, since like all believe the science and we believe the world comes from the Big Bang, and well, we think the science is logical, so we believe the world comes from Big Bang. But the point is, if there is something we can't, we didn't see it, or something that is that's this kind of we cannot use science way or for now we can use science way to prove it. Does that thing matter for us to the question where the world comes from? So I guess that is a very interesting question, and our people will find out the answer maybe 1,000 years ago. Yes.